Good evening and welcome to everyone. Today we are going to learn how to do unsupervised classification in ArcGIS, and also using an interactive classification technique, which is more like classify, but you don't have to like create a training site and yeah, you will create a training site, but you don't need to like save the signature. So it is more like interactive. If you like edit something, you can just apply it on the screen. So basically, most of us understand what Landcover classification is. Simply mean grouping of pixels into Landcover classes, pixels from remote sensing and data, such as satellite imageries. It could also be aerial photograph. And so you just group them into Landcover, different pixels. Each of the Landcover type has what we call a signature, the way it reflects within the electromagnetic spectrum. And vegetation reflect differently from hard surface like concrete. Water body too reflect differently. So these things are utilized for image classification, just like each and every one of us will have different, like now if I do a thumbprint, is different from yours. So that technique is used to group pixels into Landcover type. So we are going to use a section of Abuja satellite image. The band combination is 234. You can choose your own depending on what you are trying to map and your interest. Like in this combination, vegetation always show red. It always show red, and water body always show either blue or dark, depending on the property of the water, if it is like pure water or if it is somehow contaminated. So if we see here, we have almost 5 Landcover classes. So depending on your interest, your classification scheme. Classification scheme simply means you look at the image and decide how many classes are you going to have. So here we have vegetation, which can be seen in red. These bright places are built up areas. The one here, the blue, is water body, but you can also see another water body here, which is, this is water body too, but it's a bit dark. So I think this should be maybe a quarry ground, so it has a lot of pollutants, so you can see that the water is a bit dark, so the reflectant may be a bit different from this one. And we also have, if the image was high resolution, these places also are bare soil. So, but most time they reflect like build up areas. So that is a problem. Sometimes you have problem of mixed pixel. I think I once said it, that mixed pixel happen if two Landcover classes are having similar reflects, and they may not be. Sometimes vegetation too could be mixed up with water. So, and if you are doing a supervised classification, if you like join the two pixels into one, so you may have what we call a mixed pixel, and it will confuse the classifier. So the first thing you do when you want to classify in ArcGIS, you go to custom, you go to toolbars, you see different tools, you come to image classification, you click if it is not already in your main toolbars or the icon, you click, you see it has come out here and it has imputed this Abuja image automatically, because that is the only image in this viewer. So unsupervised classification is straightforward. It's called cluster. Cluster in the sense that it looks for the pixel and combine them into different clusters. So it's quite simple, unlike the supervised where you have to digitize. We will see part of it through the interactive classification. So the first thing that you do is to go to classification here, you can see ISO cluster unsupervised classification. You click it, you wait for it to come up, depending on your computer and the speed of the processor. So this is the image. If you have more than one image, you go to the input raster band, you click it, and it will bring it into this dialog box. So you tell it the number of classes that you want. So basically, we have, let's say, built up, vegetation, water body, bare surface, and also we have rocks. So let's say 5 classes and see how it goes. So you leave everything. Minimum class, optional, interval sample, signature file. We are not doing unsupervised, no, supervised, unsupervised. So you just tell it number of classes 5. You click OK. It will run. You will see it running. If you look at the right-hand side, down right-hand side of your computer, you will see it running unsupervised classification as a cluster. Okay, now it is done. So when it is done, what it will do, it will just give you numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will not give you the name of the classes. So you will now look around to inspect to see which of the number correspond to your classes. So let's look at it together. 1 is blue. Okay, 1 looks like water body. Here is water body. Okay, let us look to see if it classifies water body very well. Okay, 1 is water body, which is represented as blue. Okay. Yes, here is water body as well. Okay, so here too, if I switch it off too, you can always switch off. Yeah, you can see it's water body as well. Okay, let us look at 2, which is ash color. Sometimes if the color is not too visible, you can change the color. Like this tool now is difficult for us to, so you can double click and change just for you to like have a better view. Let's choose red and see. Okay, do we have red here? Let's choose a more distinct color. Do we have black? Okay, let me choose black and see. Okay, now. Okay, black. Let's switch off. Black looks like vegetation. Okay, is vegetation. Black is more of vegetation. So we can see if you switch off and on, you can see, yeah, to a certain level, it's more like vegetation, but also if you look here, okay, yeah, let's see. Here we have rocks here. So let's see. Okay. Okay, is vegetation. So now let us look at this one that is more like, is it pink now? Pink. Even the vegetation to build up. So this pink is more of part of the, okay. Black is vegetation. Okay, let us look at build. Okay, we can see that the pink is also confused with black. Vegetation and built up area is somehow confusing. So it is classifying. So one of the way to deal with this problem is to increase the number of classes so that if there is a little difference between the next pixel and the other, it will be able to like discriminate them more, because we can see that the pink and black are being confused, and the yellow as well. Some part of yellow, if you check here, yellow is classified as built up, and even the brighter one, 5, is also classified as built up. So let us increase the class and make it 10. Then we can merge them. So we will see that the classification is likely the accuracy is more likely going to improve instead of 5. So let us use 10. 10 classes. It will take more time now to run because you have more number of classes. So we leave every other thing the way they are. So just wait, give it some time, it will run. Okay, here we are. So now we have to identify which number belongs to which class. So one class may have more than one number. Let's start with this one and see. This is built up area. Okay, so we can say 6. Number 6 is built up area. Let me get a pen. Number 6 is built up area. Or you can just help me. So number 6 is built up area. Or maybe I can just change it here. I can change the see if I can write the name. Okay, let's just look at it together first and see. So anyway, number 6 we can see is built up area. Basically number 6. Okay, what of number 4? Number 4 also is built up area. Number 6, number 4 are built up area. Let's look at water body first. Okay. Water bodies. Okay. Number 1 is water body. So water body is quite distinct. Okay. Then number 2, let's look at part of number 2, which is green. You can just get the, if you want to know which of the IDs this one is, you can use the identifier. Just click it, that this is number 2. So number 2 is more of vegetation. It's more of vegetation. So number 2 is more of vegetation. What of number 3? Number 3. Let me see. Number 3 look like bare surface. Let's go. Let's see. Number 3. Number 3 look like a rock. Yes, rock here. Can you see it? But let me zoom to other parts of the rock. Here is rock. Let's see if number 3. Okay, yeah, number 3. Number 3 is more of a rock, although it may also confuse with other stuff. But let's see. Then number 4 already we say is number 4 we say is built up, right? Am I right? Color 4. I think I need to get a pen so that I'll be writing them down before we now merge them into one class. So you can see also this one, number 2 is vegetation basically. Let's see also here what we have here. Number 2, yes, vegetation. Number 2. Symbol, okay. Okay, I think I can do some here. Number 2 is vegetation. I will just do it here. Vegetation. And what did we say number 1 is? Number 1 is water body. water. Then number 4, did you say built up area? Number 4, what do we have in number 4? Okay, number 3 now. Number 3, it's more like a build up as well because of the road. Yeah, so number 3, I may combine it to build up. We can see, right? Number 3, because the roads too. So let us add it up as build up. Number 3. Yeah, because rocks too are reflecting just like built up areas, but it's not quite built up. But this one, number 6 and 5, let us do number 6 first, which is this one, and make it label it built up area. Number 5. Just a minute. Number 5. No, number 6, built up. Oh, okay. What do we have? Number 5. Number 5, more like vegetation, the blue, for the light green too. The light green, number 4, is built up area as well. So let us make it built up area. Built up area, number 4, built up. Built up. Okay. Then number 3 is quite confusing as well. Let's see, number 3, more like vegetation, but not vegetation. So it's being confused seriously with some other land cover. See, I think this one too are built up areas, number 3. So I'll just add it up to a built up area. So number 3, built up areas. Then let's look at the blue, number 5. What do we see? They are also like built up areas. So we'll just make number 5 built up as well. Built up areas. Number 5, built up areas. Built up. Okay. Click OK. Then number 7. Number 7, the light blue, this one. Number 7, what land cover? 7 to our built up areas. They are built up areas as well. Yeah, they are built up. So we have more built up area because built up is being confused with even the rock and the bare soil. So we have water, vegetation built up basically, but we know that we should have got more than that. But that is the problem when you are dealing with like a low or a medium resolution satellite image. Then we look at 8. Let's look at what have we got. Number 8 to are representing built up. You see them here. They are representing built up. Number 8. Number 8, built up. Built up. Then number 9. Can the green, the dark green, they are likely going to be built up. They are built up as well because they are being represented as bare soil. And as I said, that the reflection of bare soil and built up is almost the same. So it will be quite difficult. So we may basically have like 3 land cover classes. So let's say this one built up. Then number 10 too is basically built up. So we will not have bare soil or rock because most of the rock are being shown as built up, especially except if we okay, but this red one, okay, I think maybe I'll just make this one a rock for the purpose of this class theory. Just say rock. Then number 10, I'll leave it as built up. So basically we have water, which is 1, vegetation 2, rock is 3, but we cannot leave our legend like this. We need to have just single class for each one. So we can do what we call reclassification in ArcGIS. So we will reclassify this image so that we will match some of the classes. So the reclassification is under spatial analyst. If you go to spatial analyst, you go to reclass. You can see reclass. So if you click reclassification, you input your raster. What you want to reclassify is ASO. It will bring all the classes for you. If you look at here, you have old value and you have new value. So like this, if this is 1 and you want it to remain 1, you leave the new value as 1. So like in our case here, our first value is water and the new value will leave it as water because it's the same thing. Vegetation will leave it as 2. Rock, which is 3, will leave it here as 3. But the built up, the one that is 4 here, the first one will leave it as 4. Then this one now we will give it 4 because 4 represent built up. We will give this one 4 as well. This one as well. So we are reclassifying them. All the values, say, okay, what is here? Give it, it is now 8. No, it is not 4. 9, 2 is now 4. 10 is now 4. Our time in the next 10 minutes will be out. So if we are logged out, we will log back in again. So when you are done, you click OK. Then it will reclassify all the land cover types for you into different classes. So you are now going to have just 4 classes. So we can see we have just 4 classes now instead of the multiple numbers that we have. So with what we have now, we can reclassify. We can now give them different land cover name as we did. Like 1, we know 1 is water body. 2 is vegetation. 3 is rock. 4 we have built. Then we click OK. So now we can see that, and you can change the color if you want. If you want to, you can change the color. You can see that built up carry greater portion of the landmass, despite the fact that here they are not built up, but because of the bare soil is being classified here as built up area. So that's the problem with this type of classification, especially on supervised classification. So you can see a greater portion because here too it uses a lot of confusion here, you know, this is the original classified image that we had. But for the rock, I think it did well, because you can see that the red part is more of rock, but the best soil was highly confused. So this map can be converted to